Practice is quite a scary place for people right now. People are tired. People are kind of generally feeling, aren't they? What's the point in speaking out? Because actually we're always looked at as the type of profession that will just take everything and carry on because the care and compassion comes through.
People have decided there's no point in having a voice. And that, to me, if that is sustained, there's going to be an impact on patients.
They need to be able to say, actually, you know, enough is enough. We need to kind of come back stronger, and I think as reps we're really influential in that.
What is the future going to look like if everyone who's speaking and everyone who has a voice is no longer there? And that's a bit that scares me.
I think there's still, unfortunately, this belief that if you become a union rep, that everybody's going to be out to get you. Management, how many of us have been told, watch your back?
They think we're all, you know, oh, don't get the reps involved because they'll embargo it. They'll say you can't do it.
I don't think people actually aren't quite aware of the partnership that we enter into and the negotiation skills that we use.
Reps run a fine line between being there for the members, standing up for the members, but also managing to hold the respect of HR and senior management.
There is sometimes a perception that the higher you go in nursing, you shouldn't really be involved with the trade union. And I find that frustrating at times because I've actually found that for myself as a senior nurse in the NHS, being involved with the trade union supports me and supports my practice.
And it's just remaining that, I can't probably say the word consummate professional, is it? Yeah.
I became a rep because I felt that there was a need for support with regard to staff that feel aggrieved or feel that they need some help. So it's because I believe in equality, diversity and equity.
Well, as a nurse, I could see that all of my colleagues were doing their utmost to help all of the patients, and I felt like someone needed to step up and support them, really.
By improving the situation for staff, that has a knock-on effect on patient care.
I'm a rep because I want to empower other members to stand up for themselves and promote fairness
across for all.
Just a colleague suggested to me that maybe I'd be a good rep.
Because I've got quite a voice within my organisation, it was kind of a natural progression.
And I like it because I can use my voice a lot.
To instigate positive change within the organisation I work within.
It was actually my steward who said to me, would you like to become a rep yourself?
And I think when you show your human side and your humility, people believe you and therefore they trust you. And then when you give them a positive outcome as a result of that, they grow from it and they may then want to go on and become a rep themselves because they had a positive outcome.
And when it was all over and done with, I thanked the regional officer for the help she'd given and told her that I didn't know what I'd have done without her. And she says, that's lovely, but now it's your turn.
And so I gave it some consideration and I'm so glad that I did now. It's fantastic, I love it.
Because she'd done so much for me, I didn't like saying, no, I don't want to do that. So I said, well, okay then. And the RCN becomes your second family. It's wonderful.
I think you've got to have courage and passion. And to me, those are two qualities that stand up.
The courage to try and change things for the better.
When you decide to become a rep, you've got to stand out.
And to empower other people to see the value in that change.
You do spend a lot of time doing things in your own time. If you're not passionate about it, it's going to be difficult.
I think maintaining compassion, competence, be competent at what we're doing and enable others to maintain their competence in their role to improve and maintain patient care and safety.
Honesty. I like honesty because I'm honest myself. And trustworthy, really. You know, honest and trustworthy can sometimes be a different thing.
So being honest is absolutely crucial.
Values of honesty, truthfulness, because sometimes we'll say things to members that they're not going to like.
And to be confident to have sometimes challenging conversations to change things for the better.
To be a bit tenacious, to have that questioning about you, to want to know.
I think the qualities I'd be looking for would be an effective communicator.
I also feel good communication.
Somebody who's a really good listener, just to let the member, you know, tell you their story, what they've been going through, without judging.
Listening to everybody's opinions and values, because theirs is just as important as yours, and it's how you negotiate.
Integrity is important, and being authentic.
And integrity.
Integrity, be trustworthy.
Maintaining that ability for people to see who you are and what you're doing and to role model.
You need to be approachable, not just for the members but for the management and HR as well, so that you can come to a solution that's good for everyone.
And you have to remain professional throughout and respectful.
I also try and make sure that I represent nursing as a profession, because sometimes I don't think we're appreciated enough within our own organisation, that we do have a voice, that we sometimes could be the answer rather than the problem.
What keeps me going? Chocolate.
Wine.
Got it in one. Cake.
No wine.
Chocolate, wine and cake. Nurse's staple diet. Okay. What keeps me going?
What I find that sustains me through it is I think all nurses are naturally resilient individuals at the outset. So we all have a well that we draw from that sustains us, because every single nurse, support worker deals with things that most people won't see in their everyday life once, let alone on a daily basis.
We have a lot of bad situations that we have to deal with, and we learn to communicate through bad news.
You never allow anything to get you angry or inappropriate. It's all about the way you manage yourself.
But what I also find useful is trying to take a step back and say, deep breath, Margaret, it's not about you, it's about the situation.
You can give bad news and support people in bad situations with compassion and integrity.
I think you develop resilience as you go along.
You can knock us down, but effectively we'll just come back stronger.
Having a shell that you can bounce off all the negative to find a positive to keep going. Because there is one somewhere, you've just got to find it.
I think persistence.
Stubbornness.
I'm like that person, dog on the bone, I don't give up easily.
Like a dog at a bone, won't let things go.
I've had, in my career, I've had so many things that could have stopped it, and I'm still standing.
And we have excellent support from the officers.
Very, very good support from our regional office.
We meet regularly with them to discuss cases, but I also know I can pick up a phone at any time.
And then when all else fails, I ring my regional officer, who then just laughs and says, this is just going to be what it is and there's nothing you can do about it. So you go back to your support network.
Your colleagues become your friends become your family. And I think it's important that you've got that RCN family to fall back on, because the people that go through the same experiences you do, they know exactly that they've been in it before themselves. They've seen the highs, they've seen the lows, and they can carry you through it.
So if we use our inner resilience to empower others to do the same, we can then become a force to be reckoned with.
As I always say, it's an honour and a privilege to be a rep. Like it was an honour and privilege to be a nurse, because you see patients at the most vulnerable times in their lives. And I feel that's the same with members, because you see them at the most vulnerable times.
Just giving that support, it's incredible. It's a feeling that's really difficult to describe, but you know you've made so much difference for that person, for them to actually want to get up in the morning and go to work and not hide under the covers.
Having a rep within an employment area means that more stuff is sorted out through negotiation before it becomes a major problem.
It's a very challenging, rewarding job, and you're actually making a difference.
Just supporting that staff member when they're at their lowest ebb.
Things are tough, and kind of as a rep, I've kind of learned about the bigger picture, particularly politically, what's happening outside and how as representatives we can influence locally.
I don't have to tell you the statistics on BME people in senior roles. I will never have had some of the opportunities that I've had as a rep. I've been able to go to the board meetings, I've been able to work widely with different people. I think it's given me good exposure actually.
I think I wouldn't be the nurse that I am today if I hadn't done the rep stuff that I'd done, because of the opportunities that it's given me.
I think if you have happy nursing staff and relaxed nursing staff, then you get happy patients.
The most rewarding bit is around the thanks that you get from the members for the support that you've given them.
Well, Catherine and myself are both mental health nurses. We work in environments that generate a certain sense of humour on top of your own, because the situations you face on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis can range from the mundane to the hilarious to the horrifying. And basically the ways that you cope, such an emotional resilience, is just, you have to laugh at the situation just to get through your working day, don't you?
Absolutely.